The dusty streets of Silver Creek were unusually quiet, the tension thick as molasses. The sun hung low in the sky, casting long shadows across the wooden buildings and creaking saloon doors. Sheriff Jack Morgan, a tall man with a weathered face and a steely gaze, stood at one end of the main street, his hand hovering just above his six-shooter. Opposite him, leaning casually against a hitching post, was Billy the Kid Thompson, known for his quick draw and even quicker temper. Townsfolk peeked out from behind curtains and half-shuttered windows, their breaths held in anxious anticipation. Whispers of the impending showdown had spread like wildfire. Everyone knew this duel would decide the fate of Silver Creek. Sheriff Morgan had been tasked with bringing law and order to this lawless town, while Billy had other plans that involved taking control through fear. Morgan remembered the day Billy rode into town, shooting up the saloon and declaring himself the new boss. Since then, things had only escalated. Now, there was no turning back. The clock struck 6. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. A tumbleweed drifted lazily across the street, the only movement in the oppressive stillness. Then, in a flash of motion too quick for the eye to follow, both men went for their guns. The crack of gunfire shattered the silence, echoing off the buildings. Billy's gun was the first to fire, but his shot went wide, smashing the window of the general store. Morgan's aim was true. Billy clutched his chest, eyes wide with shock, and then crumpled to the ground like a marionette whose strings had been cut. The townsfolk slowly emerged from their hiding places, their expressions a mix of relief and wonder. Sheriff Morgan holstered his gun and approached Billy's fallen form. The kid was still breathing, but barely. "Why, Billy?" Morgan asked softly. Billy's eyes flickered, his voice a mere whisper. Couldn't let go." With that, his eyes closed for the last time. The sheriff looked around at the gathered crowd. "Let this be a lesson to all. Law and order will prevail in Silver Creek." The tension broke, replaced by a collective sigh of relief. Life in Silver Creek would go on, but the memory of the duel at Sundown would linger in the town's lore for generations to come.